So we've taken the turf off this, and now we're just making some grooves. Now this isn't really a very fine tilth, but it's proved kind of impossible because not only is it heavy clay, but it's also full of stones. So we're just making as good an indentation as we can in the soil to sow the seeds, just so we have an idea where we're putting them. So I'm just watering the soil beforehand. So because we turned over the soil a little bit to get all the stones out, I've had to press the soil down with my foot. Well, you can use your hand just to make sure it's not too airy, because you want the seed to make good contact with the soil. And then I'm watering the grooves beforehand, not after, because if you water after, it can wash the seed away. And it just means you're more likely to get success if the soil is nice and wet. The seeds have good contact with the soil and they're more likely to grow. So this is the shade seed packet. It covers a couple of square metres if you sow it in situ. Now I love the shapes and sizes of each different seed, so I want to show you. When you tip it out, you'll probably get the lightest seed on top, which is foxglove, these little brown ones here. So I'm going to save a little pinch to sow in a seed tray. Now the particularly special ones, I think, are the wood cranesbill. There's not very many in a packet. Let's see if I can pick one up. They're a little kidney bean shaped brown one. Now, because there's not very many in a packet, I'm going to make sure I have a couple of those to sow in a tray. Now the large the black ones are wild garlic, and the granny's bonnet and the red campion look very similar. They're these little dark dots. The ones that look a bit like a carrot are the upright hedge parsley. The green ones with sort of furry edge. And what we've got left is these little stars. Can you see that? Little star there. And they are lady's mantle, these little lime green star-shaped flowers. Okay, so now we're sprinkling soil over the top of the seed in the grooves. It's actually soil from another place on the site, but because the soil is so clayey, if you've got heavy clay soil, you might actually just want to do the sprinkling with compost. It's just so much easier to sprinkle. It's really difficult when you've got clods of heavy wet soil, either in heavy clay or a bog garden, to be able to finely sprinkle it over your seeds. So we've just covered up the soil with a piece of fleece. This is horticultural fleece, and you can pick it up from Steve in the Sports Centre car park on Tuesday the 30th between 2 and 6. And this basically just keeps off cats, gives a little bit more warmth to the seeds so they germinate, and it actually keeps off birds as well from eating the seeds. So it just gives a bit more likelihood that your seeds are going to germinate. And all these stones we dug up from that patch.
And we'll wait a few weeks.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks time we'll have a look. If it's really dry, I'll lift it up and water with a watering can quite lightly. I'm hoping it might rain somewhere in between the next couple of weeks, but if it doesn't, I'll make sure we water it a bit. And then this was an X, wasn't it? And this soil is really heavy clay. It's claggy and sticky, and what happens is it sticks together and can get really wet in the winter and really dry in the summer until it comes out of the wind. Now this packet of seeds is quite nice looking as well. You've got some really cool looking things in here. So the black ball is tufted vetch, which is a nice member of the pea family. There's not very many in there just because they're such big seeds. And again, the same meadow cranesbill this time. So a few more of those seeds, little kidney bean looking thing. And what else have we got in here? I think this is going to be red campion, this little one. We've got some pepper saxifrage, which is this one, which is a sort of umbrella, and it's like a yellow cow parsley, so really nice looking plant. I'm trying to think what else is in here. I think this little white one's probably lesser knapweed, which is really beautiful actually, despite the name. It's got these purple flowers on that the bees really love.